Peace, family, peace, peace, peace. I wanted to share this with you guys, right? Um, I always say question everything, and sometimes we may hear something from people, and it's not that what they say is, bad or anything like that, but sometimes you have to go in and see for yourself exactly what the person is saying and if it holds any truth in your life. Okay, because I know it's times where as though I made videos on here, and some of the things that I have said, as I continuously to study, as I continuously not only study you know ancient history or study the laws of the universe, but mainly study myself, right? That some things have been erroneous. Okay. And it takes a lot to admit some of the things that you may have said probably a year or two ago, that they have been erroneous, because through you going through life, you see that certain things that you was taught to believe, even in the spirituality community. And I don't really care for saying the community, because the truth of the matter is we are all spiritual. Okay. Because you have a spirit. Okay. And so one of the things that I had heard this phenomenal person say the other day, and I probably had put this in my video about peace. Okay. And one of the things that he said was, he said, peace, when you say you value peace, do it shows, right? Do it shows, where you live at. If you value peace, then you wouldn't live, in noisy areas or whatever it is like that. And he said, for him, he couldn't live in, you know, noisy areas and stuff like that. And today I am still reading. I went for a walk and stuff like that. And then when I came home, I started reading back, the book and stuff like that. The book I told you guys yesterday, okay, my philosophy. And one of the things it says was, virtues are practiced to promote peace of mind and body. Peace of mind promotes study and listening. Study and listening promotes reflection. Reflection on life and the teachings allows the mind to be concentrated, right? And so studying, right? Studying, like, what are you studying? Studying thyself, getting to know thyself. And I tell you guys all the time, if you don't know who you are, chances are you don't know why you do the things that you tend to do. You don't know why certain people tend to show up in your life. You don't know why your finances are the way they are. You may just look at it and say, well, this is the way life has to be, which is not true. Okay. You may not know why that you may be overweight. Okay. Or you may not even know why that certain relationships you enter into, you may not know why that is, right? And so studying, peace, having an understanding of knowing exactly who you are. And this brings me to, I remember hearing Infinite Waters Ralph Smart say this, and it's an African proverb, and it goes, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do no harm. So whatever is going on out in the world, like the individual said, he could not live in, an environment that was really noisy and, just noisy and stuff like that, like an inner city. And when I heard that at first, I said, but then, okay, I said, that's true, agreeing, right? But it really doesn't matter where you live or hold on, child, wait 1 second. Okay. And I go through this, right? Because a part of me is like, it really don't matter where you live. Because if you have inner peace, the outside cannot interrupt that. Okay. And then another part of me is like, well, it do matters, where you live. So it's like a constant. But one of the things that I do want to say is this, and you guys hear me talking about meditation a lot, right? One of the things that I started understanding was when I started meditating, and I'm not going to say, oh, I was like, cured, right? Cured of what, right? But I'm not going to say like when I started meditating, everything just subside, all the illusions and everything like that, they just went away. The ego, it just went. No, I'm not going to say that because that would be a lie. Okay. But what happened was when I was meditating, and as I meditate, and I spoke about this briefly last night on my live, is that you become the observer, right? You start, and instead, say for instance, you see a bug or something, right? And or you hear some noise and you getting frustrated by the noise. Okay, is it really the noise that you are getting frustrated by, or is it because you don't have inner peace within yourself? Okay, and it goes back to, people cannot do anything to us that that we have not already done to ourselves. Okay, and so a few books I highly recommend you guys get. Okay, this one, Mayat philosophy. Okay, also The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, because in that book, Dr. Joseph Murphy gives so many examples of patients that went to his office that he worked with, whether they had um, a low consciousness, where as though they felt like, they couldn't attract their ideal partner, whether they felt like, they couldn't forgive or whatever it was. Okay. And that book is a phenomenal read. That's like one of my top reads. Okay. So inner peace to me is really about getting to know yourself, is really about going within you, is really about being the observer, is really. And when I say know yourself, I think about, if you know yourself, okay, it's certain things you just won't permit, right? It's certain things you just will not tolerate and accept. And it's not from a place of, well, I think I'm better, but it's from a place of, I don't even treat myself like that. So if I don't treat me like that, I will not allow you to treat me like that. Okay? And I always say the answers are all within us. Okay? All within us. But just because the answers are all within us, oftentimes or sometimes, it does not mean that you're going to do it. Okay? And it's where studying comes in, right? Studying, meditation, going within, being with yourself, okay, being able to sit with yourself, being able to question reality and the things that tends to show up in your life, okay, and saying why do you allow certain things to bother you, right? And so when we start really understanding that peace and inner peace, it all starts with us and is about studying. Okay. Some people, they'll often say, oh, well, I don't have time to study. To the ones that say that, right? I feel as though if you want your life to change and to be better than what is currently showing up right now, you don't have time not to study. And we all know, time you can't get back, okay? But what we do in this here and now moment is really, really important, okay? And so with that being said, I love you guys. Keep rocking out, believing in yourselves. I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.